Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of Efficiency and Rating with your boy Ranger J 1999, and my co-host on this epic journey is the Wellington Cannoneer himself, Carthric. Carthric, we're back.
Meowdy.
Meowdy indeed. And if you haven't seen our first video on this, go to the first video on efficiency for the raid and look up our strategy and tips and little tricks that you can do. And I run I run the teams in the raid, and if you guys want to see it, then go in there and check it out. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff with YouTube algorithms and things of that nature if you like the content, blah blah blah. All right, now we're going to be doing the top tier. Now we're not going to do the layer run because there's videos on that. If you want to see we did remod for Leia, right? And I do have a mod loadout for, but we really want to concentrate on these other 14s because this is where we're gonna the rubber meets the roads, as those kids say on them streets there, Karth. And we're gonna start off with
Yep.
a very interesting team. Now, I don't. My option was to take another character relic 8, but we really didn't need to. I mean, last raid I got 14.1 million, and one team we're gonna run here is Hera and Scout Trooper. And we're gonna start off with that, Karth. And these upper
Yep.
tier these 4 runs we're gonna do on the upper tier, and this is the level 6, which is the 2.7 million run. Well, I guess we'll kind of get
Yeah.
into it when we get there, but talk about the different combinations and why we're using it. Now, Hera and Scout Trooper, starting off with why Hera and Scout Trooper.
Well, for the most part, is they're both evasion characters, right? So Hera is an evasion rebel, and then Scout is an evasion Imperial trooper. So you're able to build evasion stacks relatively reliably. And then addition to that, you're able to consume them well with Scout Trooper. The other advantage of Hera is that both of her specials grant evasion stacks. So it kind of helps push that evasion a little faster, which gets you a good duo team. And this is something you can replicate if you want to just upgrade 15 characters to R8 for the raid. If you know the two to kind of combo together, which is basically two evasion characters, one being Imperial, the other one being either a Rebel or an Ewok. You can just duo them, and you'll still get very good scores out of the run. So this is a
Yeah,
good proof of concept. And then I think last time we did this, we netted over 2 million
yeah. For each of these
for
roads, they were all
no
over two
remod.
million. Yeah, no
Yeah,
remod, and we get
for
over two
no
million on each of
remod.
these. So let's have some fun. So here we're going to be using her specials like a mofracker. And I think Scout we do too, but mainly his basic. I don't think he only has
I
two.
is I think Scout we just use the evasion ability in his basics. I don't think his other special thing as Jam is one ability we
Yeah, we
don't want
don't
to
care about
use.
this in the middle ability, just this, and
Yeah,
then and they. Oh, we do want to use her special, so her second special because it gives
yeah,
evasion. But this is back up, so I'm going to use that. Just keep firing, and we'll definitely do that, and then we'll do that, and then and this is just following the pattern. And you can see we're already starting to start ramping up some good damage here. Keep that going, keep that going, keep that going. We're just ramping and ramping, doing a little ramping, little ramping, little ramp. We're at 265,000 and we're only 17% in already. So not too bad so far. Let's do this. Do this. Then we're just going to do a little firing. Little firing. Harry can just keep doing that and he can just keep firing because he's going to going to start hitting like that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Hit him. He's on fire. All right, 607,000, and we're at 34%. So let's do some more, do some more, do some more. Now, these runs can get RNG there, Karth, where you might have some bad RNG, right? And you just have to start the run over.
yeah. That's a possibility. Again, it's the dilemma you run into without remodding. As you can see, Scout's starting to get pretty low on his health pool,
Then he just died. See,
and so
that's what you run the risk of, and
yeah,
that's because I hit the wrong buttons. So we're going to end this one and do it again. And I do want to show this on the stream because I wasn't hitting the right buttons, and that's what happens. So yeah,
yeah, and sometimes you just get unfortunate, and they keep targeting the same character endlessly, even though there's no
yeah,
taunt, there's no nothing. They just keep targeting the same character, and that can happen. But it just comes down to where you put the benefit on remodding. If you don't want to do it and you're willing to give it a second go, then that's completely fine. I know for a lot of people, if you don't have hot utils, that the remodding for the raid is a real challenge. So
Yeah.
I understand that, and I'm not saying that you have to, but if you want to maximize your score, you might just need to give it another run.
I'm just doing it. We're doing it. But yeah, you definitely want to be hitting Hera stuff as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I missed it a couple times, and that will have an effect on things. So we'll give this a run. It does take a little work in finagling and finesse, but we got 2 million, I think, last time with this team.
Yeah, I think we were like either 2 or 2.2, somewhere in there. But like when we were talking about this last time, it's like, for not remodding, you were getting within like a couple hundred K of what I was for remodding. Like usually my remod runs are somewhere around 2.4 to 2.5, and you were getting like 2.2. So it's like for not having a remod, that's pretty good.
yeah, this one's going a little bit better. We're getting those good stacks on. Now that I'm remembering to use the things, that helps. Yeah, he just one shot that dude like it was nothing. Still can get a bad run here. Again, I mean, they're concentrating on Hera. I kind of like that. All right, we're at 62%. Jesus, just one shot. God. All right, 75. Do that. Do
Is
that.
Hera at 100 stacks of
100
evasion?
stacks, yeah.
Oh God, you can probably stop.
I was paying attention. I was mainly worried about the bugs. Now, for here, we're at 84%. Now we got to be a little.
We can get through this tier without any. Shouldn't. Well, because it's gonna be 10% when we trigger the one guy. It's gonna get a little interesting.
Okay, we're at 2
But I don't think
million.
there's a way.
95. We may get a little bit higher here. I think we just keep firing. At 96. We could get a little bit more banners here if we do the stuff right. We're just
Yeah,
going
you
for.
can hit the evasion on Hera. You got a little turn. You got a few turns to kill, but definitely when you hit this guy, you're gonna hit the evasion. So or
Yeah, and we're at
the
98%. So we will hit.
yeah, you'll enrage, but you can
But we're
knock
at
him
2
out with
point.
the
Yeah,
basic here.
we'll go for this guy. For never mind.
Yeah,
They're
two
dead. But
point two point
2.25
yeah
million with two people. It's almost
yeah
yeah. So
with
this
no
is
remod.
yeah,
Yeah,
no remod, no nothing. So yeah.
yeah,
All right, we'll
solid.
submit that. That's solid. We'll take that. All right, so we got that. All right, next battle we are going to do. So you can see how I'll show it here. We're at basically 5 million in 4 runs, and we haven't even done our bigger hitters yet. Leia will get us another, big thing.
I
So
mean, Leia by herself will get as many points as you did on your first 3 runs.
yeah.
Like
So
that's it's a good setup.
all right, the next team we're going with is the Iden. We put Kanisa and 3PO on here, and I think Kanisa is the one we do with this team. Real quick, talking about it. I think
Kinesa's first special is the same as Hera's, so it adds a few
yeah,
stacks of evasion.
yeah,
The the second special isn't really worth using because it's the same as Lando's. It only adds 1 stack. It's not really
right.
worth it. And Kinesa's better off just spent using her basics on those turns to whittle down the teams faster, because that's how you get the intermediate enrage increases is by the number of turns you take, and then when you kill them off, then you get those big splurges. So
Yep.
you want to quickly get through stuff. You don't want to drag it out too long. So just only doing her first special and then basicing is a little bit more conducive
All
to
right.
a
I
better
think it's on
score.
Iden. We definitely want to do the evasion thing here. We'll skip the second
Yeah.
ability. This is 3PO. We're going to do that. And then, so the second and the first special. We don't want to mess with the third special here with Kanisa.
The first special and the basic is all we're going to use with Kinesa.
Yep. Then basic. And a basic. Then we should get some more evasion going here. Yep, there it's back. Do this, and then basic. So far, so good. Kinesis, yeah. Again, we're just building it up.
Yeah, and we'll need to keep an eye on it. Usually, with when you're running a single Imperial Trooper and two light side allies, essentially, then that's when you want to stop somewhere between 50 and 60 stacks. You don't want to go too far beyond that because you run the risk of one tapping. So it was fine in the last run when we did Hera because there's only one character with stacks.
Yeah.
When you have two characters with stacks, it gets really out of hand, and you can start doing too much damage, and you can't balance it very well.
So far, so good. 31%.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point. We'll get them there. Again, with these runs, just gotta be patient. You could get some bad RNG. Something could go wrong. Just restart it. Be fine. We're at 50th Kinesis, but 40th C3PO. So I'm gonna go a little bit longer here with them.
Yeah, probably push Cadiz up towards 60 and then just go to basic town after that.
860. Okay, now we can just start doing basics. Because she's at 60, he's at 48.
Yeah. So you're dealing, Iden's dealing like 108 plus whatever her base damage is. So she's gonna just start doming people in the process here. Yeah. You took off 130 banners off of that scout trooper in one go.
Oh. We're not doing any more of the stuff. We're just hitting them.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna get through to the last little push here, and then
we're at 77%. So we just do basics here some more.
Yep, we just keep basicing. This one should end us somewhere in the 90s, and then we will feather the last little bit to 2-point-something points.
Okay. At 91, he's dead. So we're at 98. So we're right before the Enrager. Now, do we just want to go on I think for this, we want to go after, here, just keep hitting the...
So we're gonna be hoping that Iden takes a second turn here, but I don't know if we'll get that lucky. So my guess right here is we'll probably go after the scout commander, the one on the left, because it's going to be closer to knocking him down.
Yeah, he's almost dead.
Yeah. So basic here, Kinesis.
Okay.
What do we got left for points? 16. Target the other one with C3PO and use the basic. Just because I want to kind of see.
Now we're enraged.
Okay, so use Iden to kill the one on the left.
Okay. 3.1.
Okay. Go ahead and use the first special with Kinesis.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here. Use the evasion maneuver ability here as well.
Then fire.
And then use the second special just to try to squeeze out some more points. I think you'll fall apart on the next hit. So yeah. We'll get a little bit more points out of it. Basic, I guess.
And she's dead. So again, 2.19. Yeah. We could squeeze out a little bit more, but it's still above the average, right where we're wanting to be with this team, without remodding.
Yeah, 2.2 is still good for no remod. Because my team's gonna maybe score 2.4.5. So
yeah,
you're talking about like 260K points, which for some people that might be a lot to fuss over, but depending on where your guild is, that's gonna be a very respectable score to pull down.
All right, we got the next squad up, and that is going to be the team that we formed here with Moff Gideon, Jedi Luke, and Captain Drogon. And away we go. That's pretty much the same thing that we've been doing. I'm just trying to remember for each of these runs, there's maybe one person that had certain specials and stuff, but I couldn't remember, so...
Yeah, I think for this one, it's just the evasion maneuvers and then basics on everybody. There's just
Yeah, we're
not
not using
much.
these two here on Luke. We're just using the
Yeah,
basic.
anything that adds jam is not your friend.
No.
So you avoid it at all costs. So typically, you're just gonna on these kind of runs, you'll just be using the evasion abilities and then the basics.
Okay. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah,
Evasion.
you get to a certain point on the stacks, and they just start mowing them down. It's just like, oh my god,
Yeah, it's going well so far.
everything,
Yeah.
everything's gone.
Again, remember, you can always get a bad run. Something bad can happen. Poop diarrhea happens, and then that's nothing you can do. Just start over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's just so many little nuance things, right?
Yeah.
Like the you could consume stacks on one of the rebel allies on this run, which will make it a little harder towards the end on landing things perfectly because you're going to be down 10 stacks, or you could get somebody focused in until they, you know, end up dying. It's a little harder at the Relic 8 runs, just because of the sole fact that your characters are naturally far more durable than they are at the on the like Relic 3 runs. So
All right, we're at
these ones are
$75.
a little safer to run through, but you're definitely gonna feel it a little bit, for not remodding. You There's just some things that aren't quite as consistent.
All right. All right, we're at 90. Hopefully we can take him out. All right, so we're right before 2% before enrage. 64 stacks
Okay.
on both the rebels. So do we just go in on the scout commander like we did last time, or
No, you go against the one on the right there with the basic on Drogon,
okay?
because we're gonna do go ahead and basic here as well on the same guy. For basic one more time.
Okay.
Okay. Who gets to go next? All right, so Moff Gideon, target the other guy on the left.
Okay.
Basic here. Okay. Whose
Oh,
turn?
don't.
Drogon? All right.
Yeah.
No, no,
So
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
okay, send in it.
Just basic here, yeah.
Another
You
basic
should
here.
get yeah, you should get your turns.
So 2.43, and then they're going to come in and immediately nuke us.
If you get a turn, use the evasion abilities from here on out just to get some more points.
Yeah, in which we did.
Because you're not going to get anything
No, you're not going
killed.
to do anything here.
But I mean, like this is as good as I normally get with this team, and I remod.
Right.
So like the case in point just shows that like if you can play it right, you got the right core strategy down, you can still get very good points in the raid. And then just of course the higher up you go, the better modded the characters are, the more consistently they perform.
Yep. So we're going to do one more. Here are our final run of teams that are not named General Leia. And this is going to be the Han team with Admiral Piet and
Yeah.
Rex.
Yeah, there are quite a few guides that just have um, Piet and Han, but I have found, in my at least for me, is that it is more consistent with having that second rebel character
Yeah.
present.
So he gets to shoot first. We'll do that. Then, oh, look, how about some evasion? And then we're going to ignore this other crap and just do basics.
Yep, pretty much.
It's pretty straightforward. We're not doing anything different. Anytime that's up, do that. If not, just do basics. This going. All right. And another solid run. Definitely want more evasion. Do basic, basic, fire, fire. We're moving them down. More evasion, more evasion. One shot. Jesus Christ. All right. Again. Evasion, evasion. Shoot him. Shoot her! All right. More creamy points for us? Yes, please. I'm going to get that built up again. That. There we go. All right. Doing good. And the dog agrees. Hey, when you got Carthric's dogs agreeing with your attack run, you know you're living life to the best.
I'm always surprised you can hear them.
I know. Well, Winston's loud.
The new mic is quite a
It's
bit more
quite
sensitive than the old
picky
one.
uppy of things. Yes, I'm aware. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. We're at 70%. This is actually turned out to be a decent run. You could always go to the pot, but hope not. All right, so we're at 79 on this one, so we're just gonna keep doing basics here. The rebels are only at 46 and 60, huh?
Yeah, I took a hit.
And just like that, he's back. Okay, we're at 92%.
Yeah, we're likely going to hit and rage here.
Yeah,
But we'll still hit roughly. If you hit the evasion ability on the next turn with Han, you should get really close to 2.
we're at 2, but now we're dying. A little bit about RNG there. I would probably redo this run, because I can do better. I can
Yeah,
do much better.
that's the case in point that I brought up earlier. It's like Han took a hit and
Yeah,
lost 10 stacks,
yeah.
and so it just messed up the final little bit there enough to where you didn't land the
The big
turns quite
whomper,
how you
yeah.
wanted it. Yeah,
Yeah, and so
quite how
again,
you
it's
wanted
getting
it.
about 2.2, 2.3. We're only at 2 million, which is a
Yeah,
fine run if you want to keep it. I mean, I could, but nah. We can do better. So I'm going to discard this one, and that's okay. If it happens, it happens. Sometimes
yeah.
you got to do
And
multiple
the thing
runs.
is, though, is that you're still going to run into this exact same problem if you remod. You
Yeah,
can't get around it. It's just a pervasive problem with RNG.
yeah.
The only run that I don't have any RNG with is the Leia run. That's the only run that I have where it's just like this 100% works all the time. So
There you go. All right. So with that, we're going to wrap up the video. If you guys have any questions, you can put those in the chat. Me and Carth look at that crap. And we will answer questions. We do stream all the time live. We have a Discord. You can join it. You can tag us if you have any questions about this stuff. We're always available in the RSG Discord, which will be linked in the video when we put this out. Again, this is part 2. Make sure you check out part 1. Give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments on your success or not success if you're having problems. And again, leave a comment in the video or just reach out to us in Discord. Any final thoughts, Carth, before we get out of here, my friend? Because we're not doing the layer run.
no, I think this is just a pretty good way to break down the general concepts of how to improve your raid score without having to remod,
All right.
which would help out any guild.
So there you go. So hopefully this helps you guys out. We'll get this out to you guys as soon as possible. So on behalf of myself and Carth, y'all have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you when we see you. Peace out.